The ongoing strike by the members of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASUU, is getting more intractable. After a series of heated discussions, ASUU has decided to extend the 6-month-old strike indefinitely. ASUU took the decision after its National Executive Council meeting at the union's headquarters in Abuja, at the University of Abuja, this Monday. Is there hope in sight regarding this matter? Wow. This is the height of a lot of people when they saw this, and they now looked at it as height of insensitivity on both parts.
Yeah.
Especially on the part of the federal government of Nigeria, ASUU now indefinite. Jide?
There's no time that we talk about this that we don't suggest what should be done. But some people have made up their mind. They see this as a situation in which they must not come out of it like losers. Do you get the point I'm making? Some already see this as a zero-sum game. You must not defeat me. It must not look like you defeated me. That's the way these people are seeing this matter. And it smacks of childishness. Because in any conflict,
what is at stake is
there must not be a reluctance to negotiate. When was the last time we saw an attempt at true negotiation on this matter? Even war. People in Colombia, they killed themselves for more than 60 years. They still had to negotiate.
Sit down. Tete-a-tete.
So when did we see what looked like negotiation? Call ASUU, let us talk. When was the last time that we saw that happen? I think that the strategy of the government is, let's keep this strike for as long as it can go. We'll kick the can down the road, and maybe when these guys are stalked by hunger, they will pile pressure on their colleagues, and the neck of ASUU will then say, okay, this strike has to end because we are hungry.
Not been paid since February, most of them.
Yes. Now, but they have a history of going on such long strikes. Although ideally for a well-organized union that can predict that this will be protracted, they should have been saving money for their colleagues so that when this thing happens, they can fall back on some form of allowance for their members to hold body. You know, as is often said, to hold body together. Now, they've not been paid. They are going through the pain, but they are reluctant to say this strike must end. I have friends among academics in the universities. I was talking to one of them in Kano. He said, Jide, we are suffering, but we will not end the strike. That if government will set up committee to negotiate with us, and the same government committee that is set up will then turn in its report, and government will not look at the report that is set up, a committee that is set up by itself 2 times, that they too will allow the strike to go on. But the bigger shame is to the government. That's what they don't realize. And there are consequences for this kind of behavior. Part of the consequences we saw in Osun,
moving close to
because the younger people, some of them were motivated to even register to vote because of they are at home, they are idle. The young girls amongst them, they become runs girls all over the place, offering their body in exchange for money.
The boys are now cultists.
The boys are cultists. They are angry. Now they decided to register. Even INEC acknowledged that this last election in Osun, that there was a huge number of first-time voters.
Yeah.
And a lot of them were motivated by anger and vengeance. So, are we going to continue like
watch
this?
them like this? An
And election is coming.
Okay. GKB, before they went on this full-blown extension, before they announced it, The federal government now insisted, okay, we are going to take your demands and everything, but we are not going to pay you for those times that you went on strike. Do you think that is fair?
Well, what is not fair is for government not to renege on so many promises they made in the past. This particular round of, what do you call it now? Strike. If you remember, for the past 2-3 years, they will go on strike, they will call it off. They will go maybe 2 weeks, they will come back, 2 months, they will come back. And yet government refused to accede to their demands. Now they've acceded, they put another clog in the wheel towards resolution. Personally, I think as the owners of the universities, federal government should be the bigger man. This zero-sum game does not pay anybody. Because it's not only ASUU members, don't forget, even NASU members, non-academic staff, have not been paid for 4-5 months.
We were told that those ones have called off SANU, NASU, and them.
All the attempt to even call
But
off.
even, you see, it's like there is piecemeal negotiation.
Yeah, by universities.
The main,
The thing is, even if they call off,
nothing will move in that sector.
without the academic
ASUU.
staff back at work,
Nothing will happen.
the university will not open.
It's just like they had
Students
this.
will not come back.
So far, the lecturers are
You'll
not.
Yes.
just be wasting their time.
What are we talking about? Even when we were in the schools, if students declare that they are not going to class, if we abstain from lectures, even for 24 hours, the school will be closed.
They'll close it down. Yeah.
That is the policy. If students, maybe something happened and they are angry, they say, okay, we are not going to receive lectures. We'll stay away from lectures. Even for 24 hours, the school will be closed down.
No,
Others are just, what do you call them?
Support staff.
Support staff. You know?
That's why we are. So government must be the bigger man here. Whatever it is required to open our universities, they must do so. Because this is not going away.
Is it that, Julie, something came to my mind yesterday this morning when I got this news. Is it that President Muhammadu Buhari does not have it in mind that, look, it's 6 months, barely 6 months to the next election, that if we don't solve this crisis,
This is my legacy.
It can
that
affect our party.
it can affect the party. That a lot of people that are looking at this party will be hard to sell. Nigerians are going through a lot already.
Yes.
Hunger,
Hard
poverty,
to sell,
unemployment.
even on the issue of security.
Yes.
It's already hard to sell in many places.
What are they going to bring
For
to
those
the
of us who
table?
go to the north, when you ask people, they talk about that security all the time. You've got to come up with a blueprint. You've got to come up with something that is convincing for people to say, yes, we know that in terms of security, the next few years will be better under this party. So you brought this strike into it. If you think it's just ASUU that you are punishing. No, you are not punishing ASUU
Only the
alone.
entire system.
Those students that you wasted
Set
6
signals
months
of
of
their
their
lives.
academic lives,
Yes.
you are punishing them. And look at what
NYSC
Femi
call-offs.
Falana said today.
Results.
Look at what Femi Falana said today. He said, see, implement the report.
Yeah.
You commissioned the report in the first place. You are the one who said they should go and do that report. You chose the person who headed the committee. You told them, go and negotiate with ASUU. They've negotiated with ASUU twice and presented you with report. At some point, you've got to be able to look at that report and say, okay, implementation time, call ASUU. This is the report, but we've not got the money to implement all of this. Can we find a middle ground where they are saying that they should increase the salary of some categories of workers by more than 100%? Because it's in that Neme Briggs report. You can say, okay, the gentleman Neme Briggs came up with this, but based on what we're going through at this time in our country, we cannot go beyond this level. ASUU, can you accept this? Then you talk about UTAS. UTAS, they've already verified it. What is the big deal? In those days when we didn't have UTAS, did we not survive as a country? Was academic life not going on in our universities? They will produce better products. And our universities were among the best in the world. So why are we behaving like, if they do that UTAS, the heavens will collapse on our heads. So sometimes it's difficult to understand why these things are happening. You raise the valid question of election is coming.
Yeah.
You are demarketing your party. You are demarketing your party. It's clear. Because you need these young people, you need their votes. And more of them are becoming charged.
Getting ready.
They are getting ready. Some are joining Labour Party, some are joining others. There's a reason for that. It's the anger in the land.
Yeah.